Welcome back, you no good bastards, to the Pod Deep Podcast. Be very quiet. Kick back. Listen up. Subscribe, comment, and like. Pod Deep Podcast. Pod Deep.
Welcome back to the podcast, Pod Deep, baby. Here we go, episode 24. Like, comment, subscribe, share, tell a friend, all platforms. Here we go. You got the five horsemen, myself, Hughes, Hot Rod, Jay, Sid, Ant. Let's go. We're gonna kick this off with Sid. Deep thought of the week. Let's go.
All right, boys. Now you have to pick one of these. You have no choice but to pick one of these. All of them get you 5 years in prison, but you got to pick one. Would you rob a bank? 80% chance you'll get caught. Would you rob a church during Sunday service? And there's a 50% chance you'll get caught. Or would you rob a children's charity? And there's a 5% chance that you get caught. You got to pick one.
This one pretty easy.
Yeah.
You robbed the Salvation Army, right?
Fuck them kids.
I agree with you, Rod. It ain't even a thought.
So across the board,
I'm robbing the bank. I'm robbing the bank.
Well, that's good. We gotta have one good guy in the group, I guess.
Yeah, I'm robbing the bank. I don't want.
What I don't get, Hughes, you're already doing a crime no matter what. You need to do the crime that's going to be the best chance of succeeding.
So I can lock the doors and try to not physically take some money, but wire some money, you know what I'm saying, to account, you know. With the daycare, I don't know really how much they got in there. I don't want to, you know. Say, well, you didn't tell us the dollar amounts of each facility, you know. So if I rob the daycare and they only got $100 in there, there's a 5% chance I get caught, but everybody know my face.
it ain't a daycare; it's a children's charity. Okay, so you stealing from the kids.
Somebody donated a gang of money to this charity, and you about to clip it.
Yeah. So here, I ain't tell y'all my answer. I wouldn't rob a bank. 80% chance I'm gonna get caught. Don't want that. I can't rob from the kids, man. I ain't gonna do that. I can't take from the kids.
God.
I'm gonna go to Sunday service. I'm trying to hit that link and get out of there.
Everybody with their head down praying. You coming up with the strap.
Right.
What's your pick, Jay? What you got?
Rob the children's charity. You know, the 5% chance. Yeah, they'll get those donations back.
Yeah. Right. They got insurance.
All right, fellas. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, this one, you which pill are you taking? A time traveling pill that will relive the same life experiences that you did in the past, or would you do B? Take this pill, go back in time, and make changes in your past. I'm coming with you, Jared, with this one.
Another easy one. Take the pill where you can make changes in your past.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to go back and do the same thing over.
Yeah,
I'm sure, all of us probably have. I know all of us do have regrets. I'm not even gonna say probably. So yeah, make the changes.
What about you, Ant?
I keep it the same. I
So you doing
know if I go and take a pill and make a small change somewhere, can affect everything. May not have your kid, may not be married. I like my life the way it is now. We living, we all successful. I'm gonna keep that pill the same. If you change something, one of us may not be there.
that's a fact. That's a fact. What about you, Sid?
I'll redo. I think I'll take the pill. I'll redo. Hopefully, I have. Hopefully, this life has showed me some things that I could do differently, and I know there are some things that I could do differently. Hopefully, I can be more successful if I redo it. So I would redo it.
So you'll be
What about
willing to take that chance and risk everything that's going on right now and take that chance?
So I was under the assumption that the question meant that you knew how life was going right now. You can go in, you could take a pill, or you can alter what you've become, or some of the things you've done. That's kind of how I read the question.
That's correct. What about you, Rodney?
Yeah, I'll take the pill and make changes in your past. I mean, as long as you ain't changing the person you meet, you know.
No, but I'm gonna put it to you like this: you may change, you may go back, become more successful quicker, but you may not be ready to handle it, and you may end up going down a darker path, being a worse person.
But do you have any knowledge of your current life?
I don't know.
While you go back and you make this change now, or you going back in the past, whatever. Are you going to have knowledge of your previous life? Because if you don't have any knowledge of your previous life, then who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I would think you would have knowledge of your previous life.
Because you're taking the pill, so you know right now you're taking the pill, so you know what life is now. And you take that pill and you go back to your younger self, at whatever age you want to go to, and you start changing things. Different people may come into your life, and it could mess it up.
But the same token, it could go the other way. You know, you make it meet your wife faster. You make it have your kids sooner. You make it have 2 kids, 2 twins. You know, it goes both ways.
Yeah. I'm doing B. I don't think I want to relive what I went through again. I'm doing B, and I'm trying my best to have a better attitude. You know what I'm saying about it. But yeah, I'm doing B. You know, I'm trying to get more involved in extracurricular activities, be more focused as a student, or something of that nature. Do more investments at a younger age, or something of that nature. But I'm still gonna mess with who I was messing with. You know, that part.
I mean, if we got knowledge of our previous life, then shit, there's only really one change to make. You know, like fucking, you know, get on Google or Apple or something.
Hey, but here's another tricky thing.
And shit, you ain't gotta do shit else.
Could you redo that? Could you relive, like, you know, like the bad part of your life? Could you have fun and through the bad part, whatever moment of time that was in your life? Could you relive that part? Whether that was a bad relationship, something you witnessed, you know what I'm saying, a school event, you know, a church event that you was at. Could you relive that?
Well, why would you if you can change it?
Maybe skip out or something, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, that's interesting because, you know, what we went through makes us the kind of people that we are.
That's a fact.
So, you know, while some of the stuff been terrible that I've been through, some of them, you know, I don't know if I would change it because it kind of gave me perspective of who I am now. Helped me live the life that I can live now. But it was a lot. You're right, but there's a lot of hurtful things that went on.
That's what I was saying. Like, you got to go through that, and if you go back and change and take away some of that stuff, are you the same person you are today?
Yeah, that's a fact. That's part of, I guess, the grass is green on the other side of type of theory. You you do roll the dice, going back and trying to, change that. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
But for me, my perspective, I'm not changing what someone else did or a scenario that happened to me. I'm changing my actions. So, like for instance, there was a cat that grew up across the street from me, and you know what I'm saying, he was slow. You know what I'm saying? And if it was just me and him around, we were playing and doing whatever. But when others came around, you know what I'm saying, then that's when they would start clowning him. So me, I'm weak, so I'm like, well, I join in with them. You know what I'm saying? 5 minutes before they showed up, I was playing with them. But now when they show up, you know what I'm saying, I'm falling in with the crowd and I'm clowning them. So just simple, like little things like that would be some of the things that I would change. It wouldn't necessarily be a bad relationship or I wish I never met this person. So, it would just be more so for me, it would be my actions toward others.
Like for me.
And, yeah.
For me.
Rodney, you just potted deep. You just went deep on the pot. You just potted deep. That was a good one.
Okay. But Rodney, I usually do that once every episode.
That's a good one.
But Rodney, at the same token, didn't that make you the person now you're aware of that? Ain't that make you the same? Ain't you able to tell that lesson to your grandson or tell that lesson to your son because it made you the person that you are?
Right. That's what I said.
But couldn't I have got to that conclusion earlier?
I think you got to live it. I think you got to go through that.
But just as simple as I could have stood up and told those dudes like, hey, chill the fuck out, man. Y'all ain't got to clown. That's my partner right there. That's my friend. You know what I'm saying? I could have stood it. I could have been that change right there. I could have been that voice of change for them.
Yeah, I get that. I see. I understand how that can affect you, looking at those moments like that.
The only thing that I would go back in time to do, if I had the choice, was to warn or bring back Wayne and Ducky. Some kind of way to get them back.
But what if it was their time? No matter what if it was just their time to go?
I mean, I know it was their time.
I know how much it meant.
That's what I would go back to get them.
But what if you do that and they still end up dying? Because it was their time.
You couldn't prevent.
That's the chance I was willing to take.
Okay.
I get you. Okay. All right. That was a good one. All right, let's move on to the next topic. Okay. This is super power as a kid that you always wanted. And let's use that as an adult. I'll go first. So as a kid, I always wanted this ability to like teleport. But as an adult, what I would do with that, instead of like taking like the train or taking like the airplane, my vacation, I would just teleport to where I want to go. I wouldn't have no more anxiety being in the airport, no shit like that. I just pack my bags, hold my hand, teleport to where I wanted to go. I'm coming with you, Jay, since you smiling. What's the superpower you wanted as a kid?
I want to run fast. So I can run real fast and grab that slow kid Rodney was over there bullying and bring him over to our neighborhood and then run his ass back when they left.
So you want to be the Flash?
Yeah, run fast. I can run in the bank and steal some money or rob that charity.
Yeah, I get you. What about you, Sid?
Man, that's crazy. I don't know what I want to fly as a kid. I don't know how the fuck it's gonna be as an adult, but you know what I'm saying? That's what I want. I want to fly. I want to be like Superman. I want to fly. But thinking about that, one thing I would like to have as an adult is like Professor X, be a mind reader. I would like to know what people are thinking. I think that's one of the coolest things you can, understand a human mind, understand what people are thinking. So
get into somebody's head.
Huh?
Get into their head and manipulate them.
Not even, sort of, but even just not even manipulate for me, just kind of know what somebody is thinking, man, what all time. So I know that's
What
different.
about you, Ryan?
I don't really think I had any visions of being a superhero when I was a kid or having a superpower. But if I had to choose one, I think it would be flying. Like I'm like just like birds and shit like that. Just looking at a bird fly, that shit like fascinated me. Like how the fuck can they fly? You know, they wings is paper thin. You know, like how the fuck can they fly? So that being able to fly always just fascinated me. So I go with that one.
Okay. What about you, Ant?
I ain't gonna lie, it came down to two. Flying was one of them,
Mm-hmm.
but my other one, being invisible.
Oh man, see, you stole mine. Yeah, that was mine too.
You said teleport.
I know, but see, as a kid, I wanted to do both. I wanted to teleport and be invisible. So I do the teleporting as
And like Jay say, being invisible, I definitely can get in and out that children's charity without nobody seeing me. What the heck is going on?
Man, forget a charity. I'm in the bank. Forget the charity. I'm in the bank. I'm getting the passcode to the bank manager. I'm around everybody on this call getting paid. Wire coming from Squeak, straight up. $1 million in the account. Keep it to yourself. All right, we're gonna stay since it's December, near Christmas. We're gonna get in this Christmas mood and keep it as a kid flow. What's that one Christmas gift as a kid that you always wanted but you never got? What about you, Ant? Let's start with you.
The one gift I wanted was the go-kart, the real one that you can drive, that you can do the engine and drive.
Yeah,
That's what I wanted. I had a big wheel and all that, but I wanted the one that you get the lawnmower motor in, hop in that bug and roll out. I never got that.
Yeah. What about you, Rodney? What's that one gift? What's that one Christmas gift you wanted as a kid but you never got?
A beaded jacket or a Thriller jacket.
Ooh. I know one person that had that Thriller jacket. I never saw that a lot.
So that's
you didn't want the glove and all that to go with it. You just need the jacket.
Just the jacket.
Man, I ain't never seen that glove nowhere ever in the store. I ain't never seen that Michael Jackson glove in my life.
Man, just get one. Shit, get you a fucking regular glove and put some glitter on that bitch, and you got it.
About as a kid, I ain't never seen one in the store.
If my parents were smart, that's what they would have done. Shit.
Huh?
If my parents were smart, that's what they would have done. Get just a regular glove and put some sequin on that bitch.
What about you, Jay? What's that one gift as a kid that you wanted but you never got?
Okay, I'm about to pod deep. Give me a second.
Go ahead.
I thought about this, man. And growing up, I can honestly say we grew up poor, but we never wanted for anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, and when Christmas came around, that was my grandmother made a big deal out of Christmas, man. I didn't get like the top notch of everything, but I got enough stuff to the point where I was satisfied. So it's really nothing, man, that I ever wanted for Christmas that I didn't get. It's just that time in my life just meant so much to me. Just because she just meant so much to me. So, man, I got everything I needed, man. It's nothing that I didn't get. Even though I didn't get everything, it's nothing that I missed out on. So I can't even, say anything.
What about you, Sarah?
Man, how the hell I'm supposed to go behind that, man?
Right. After he pied deep, that's supposed to be right.
Pied deep on me. No, I was going to start too, Jay. I was poor. We was poor. So we was poor living in the projects, man. And I always wanted Optimus Prime. I wanted Optimus Prime and I wanted Megatron. I wanted both of them. I wanted this truck, Optimus Prime, and I wanted the gun, Megatron. And never, ever get it. Never, ever get it. I wanted it for 2 straight years. And And then once we finally got out of the projects and moved, I kind of had moved on from toys, so I really went back and revisited that. But yeah, Optimus Prime and Megatron, I wanted both when I was growing up, and we couldn't afford it.
Question C.
Mm-hmm.
For your son, did you get it? Did you get him that? Because I like, you don't even know, but I went and bought him Optimus Prime.
Did you? just for you can get it?
I didn't like to, right? Because they had the movies out when he was growing up, and I'm like, I didn't get Optimus.
Mm-hmm.
I got all them other little swirp ones,
right?
But I didn't get Optimus.
Right. It was right. I like the $1 ones, the $1.50 ones. You know what I'm saying? Optimus Prime was about $20. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
That was a haul back then. So no, I never got it, man. But
hey, that's one of them toys you didn't bring out the house. I had the Optimus Prime. It came with like the back of the trailer opened up. Had another man.
Right.
That's one of them toys that everybody gathered around you. You had to make up a lie, get that toy back home. Like, hey, my mama calling me. I got like most and steal your shit. Hands down.
Yep.
I wasn't bringing that out.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I had that gun, man. I took that thing to school and traded it for something and got a whoop.
Well, you traded away.
I had that gun was a Megatron, right?
Yeah.
I had the big ass gun. I had that.
Was that a 45 or Colt 45?
45. Yeah.
Yeah. That gun was that thing was hard to find, man. That was hard to find.
Look, I remember sitting in class as we got older, and this is like high school. And me and Rodney talking about the Transformers, just our childhoods, just talking about, how cold Optimus Prime was, how cold Megatron was, and Starscream. I remember just sitting in class, just talking about that crazy shit, man. That's crazy. It's crazy.
Christmas to me was the best when we used to do show and tell. I always felt like I was their dude for show and tell. Like,
talk about when you came back to school.
Yeah, I'm talking about waking up early, so hyped to go back to school because I had one in my pocket. Like, yeah, I got y'all this year. Just bringing all your toys, and your ass had to fight that day, like to get them toys back home. I learned like don't bring your good shit. Don't bring your good shit on show and tell because they would break it. Growing up, I always wanted like a racetrack or like a train track. I never got that. That's all that I want. The train track, the racetrack that glowed in the dark, that connected to the wall, all that kind of stuff. I got everything else, but I never got that one. So,
I hate to be a buzzkill, but I got every toy I wanted. I got everything. I mean, I was the only kid for 10 years, so
right.
I was able to get everything.
I had to think about it too, but for the most part, I got what I wanted to.
That's good. All right, let's move along. Let's go to the next topic. Let's do the top 3 theme songs. You can go 70s, 60s, whatever generation you want to go. What's your top 3 theme songs? Sitcoms. Let's go, Sid. What you got?
So you threw me off when you said sitcoms. I had to rework my list because I read it more closely. So sitcoms, I got The Jeffersons, just all-time classic. That's just an all-time classic. That's my number 1. Number 2, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, because that was just that was my show. And my favorite show of all time. I don't know if it was a dope intro for it, but Martin is my 3rd, just because I just love that show.
Yeah. All right, that's good. That's a good list. What you got, Ant?
Y'all gonna drive me on this one. Friends.
I don't remember that one.
The Cosbys. Fresh Prince.
Okay.
I used to look forward to the Cosbys because every season would be something new.
Right.
So that they used to thrill me, and then Fresh Prince is just Fresh Prince. That's the best one for me.
All right, what you got, Rodney?
I got Golden Girls number 1.
Damn right.
You hum a little part of it. How did it go? The Golden
Thank you
Girls.
for being a friend.
Travel down the road and back again.
Oh,
Party is true. Yeah. That's on my list.
So that's number one for me.
Okay.
I'll go Jefferson's number 2.
Okay.
My third, I'm gonna go with the Cosbys, but it's a particular no. Different World. The first couple seasons, Different World theme song, because they changed like after the first and second season they changed it, but to me I like the first season, Different World.
That's what the Cosby did as well. Okay. What about you, Jared? What's your top 3 theme songs from a sitcom?
Not really my top 3, but I don't want to repeat what you guys said, but I'm gonna go with exactly what you said. I can't skip the Jeffersons though. That's a great theme song.
Mm-hmm.
Here's one you guys probably know and missed: the Flintstones. Meet the Flintstones.
That is a good one. That is good. That's a good one.
I mean, it ain't a sitcom, but I get it.
Sitcom.
It's not a sitcom.
It's a cartoon.
No, it's a TV theme song. 50 best TV theme songs.
But he said his question is
sitcom theme song. So I take that. You take that. Yeah.
Take that one out. Flintstones. Put it in Sanford and Son.
Oh yeah.
That's just music. That's instrumental. That ain't no.
No, that's a theme song.
That's a theme song.
You already know what time it is.
Okay. So those are your 3. Or is it 2?
That's 2.
Okay.
Throw in my favorite show is Seinfeld. Favorite sitcom is Seinfeld. So throw in the Seinfeld theme song.
Did they have a theme song?
They have one.
Yes, they did. It's just music.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
It's just music.
Yeah. Okay, so my list is kind of similar, but it's one that y'all left off. Welcome Back, Kotter.
It was good.
That's my number 1. My number 2 is Golden Girls.
Okay.
And the third one is the Jeffersons. So I originally had the Fresh Prince on there, and I had Cheers and In Living Color and Living Singles. So I just had to narrow it down to 3.
Hey, Living Single, I was gonna say Living Single was dope. My wife watching that lately, and I've been hearing it. So
yeah, it's very catchy. You can't go wrong. But that's a good list though. But Welcome Back, Kotter to me is up there with Golden Girls to me. You know.
What
go ahead.
What just to piggyback on that, squeak a little bit. What's your favorite non-sitcom? Y'all got some favorite non-sitcom theme songs?
I don't know what's a theme song for something that's not a sitcom. Like, what's an example of a non-sitcom?
Like mine is Power. Like I love Power as the intro. Like
yeah, me too.
That's a sitcom.
That's a sitcom.
No, it's not.
That's a sitcom.
A sitcom is a situational comedy.
Sitcom.
Power is a drama.
Right.
Yeah.
Sitcom. Hold on.
Yeah.
Situational comedy.
I'm trying to think outside of Power, that's a good one. I don't.
It's just a song. You like the song. The song.
It's dope. It's good. It's a good one. I like Hill Street Blues. I like.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them.
You write about a sitcom definition. Hughes, did you mean a sitcom or did you mean TV show?
I said sitcom.
Okay.
But you can whatever you want.
I got one out of left field. The Fall Guy.
I don't think I heard that one.
I remember it.
Yeah, I told you. It's out of the blue. I remember watching it as a kid. And The Fall Guy, it's Lee Majors. He starred in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's a great show. What about Hawaii 5-0 or The Wire?
Hawaii 5-0, yeah.
Hawaii 5-0 is classic.
Mm-hmm. Hawaii 5-0 is good.
I know Knight Rider did. It was just music, but I love that. You know, the Knight Rider theme song. Whenever it came on, you know, I could be in the basement. I heard that little sound. I'm running. I had to watch that.
But like I said, Dukes of Hazzard had a catchy one too.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah. All right. All right. So we finna switch it up a little bit. Finna get into this polygamy question. Is monogamy natural or unnatural for alpha men? And would you entertain the notion of having multiple wives? I'm going with you, Jared.
When you say alpha man,
So I got this. I got this from Dr. Umar Johnson. He made a statement on the Charlemagne show. So I took this question from there. When I say alpha man, I'm what they would call like your head guy, your top guy. I don't consider myself
a man's man.
Yeah, man's man.
It's probably not. It's probably not natural in the physical sense, but in a societal sense, it's going to be your best route just to pick one woman. One time. The B part, no, I don't want multiple wives. I don't even. It's hard dealing with one. Yeah, I don't want multiples.
What about you, Sarah? Where you going with this?
So,
natural or unnatural?
So I think it's unnatural. I do. I mean, it's like Jared said, it's hard. It's hard just kind of to please one. But I think it's unnatural to have more than one wife. Now, the second part of your question, if my wife would allow it, then I might have about 4 or 5. But it's unnatural. It's unnatural. But I get it. I get it.
Where you at? Where you at with this, Rodney?
I don't mean to dissect your question, but you can take alpha men out of it.
Okay.
And is it unnatural for men in general? Shit, I guess it depends on where you at. Mm-hmm. Because polygamy is wide, it's very widespread in Africa. Mm-hmm. Western Africa, polygamy is dominant. I mean, it's a dominant culture there. So if you ask them, then shit, they gonna tell you, hell no, it ain't natural to have one woman. So it's kind of how, to me, it's where you grew up, what culture you grew up in, and it'll shape your opinion on that.
What about for you?
For me?
Yeah. If it was acceptable.
Is it natural, unnatural? I get
It ain't no right or wrong answer.
No. I know it's not a wrong answer. I'm just trying to make sure I answer it correctly. I say unnatural.
Okay. What about you, Ant?
Well, hold on.
I'm sorry. Let me come back. I'm sorry.
I gotta answer B. So B, would I want to have multiple wives? I couldn't go more than 2.
Why just 2?
Huh?
Why just 2?
Man, I can't manage 7, 8 wives. Shit.
Right.
I got a closet full of shoes over here. Like, I bought them and I liked them, but I only wear them once or twice. A year maybe. A woman can't. That ain't gonna work for a woman. I give her a little time once. Once or twice a month. Them first 2 wives, yeah, they gonna be good, but that 6th, 7th, they gonna be cheating on me. Because I ain't gonna have no time for them, man. Hard out here for a pimp.
All right. What about you, Ant?
So, for me, I believe if you're trying to live your life holy, then it's gotta be natural for you. Otherwise, you're gonna keep messing up. So I'm gonna say monogamy is natural, because if you trying to live your life holy like that, and you're really trying to live your life like that, it's got to be natural. Right. As far as having multiple wives, I don't think it's possible. because all of them want all your time. So I'm not about to stress myself out even more trying to deal with even a second one, or let alone, because you got to give all your time to that one wife. And the moment if you do 6 days a week with the one wife and gone with the second wife on one day, man, it ain't working for me. So, nah.
For me, in my early 20s, my answer would have been unnatural for monogamy. That's how ignorant I was in my head, and just the immature side of me. As I mature, and like you said, in society world, the answer for me is unnatural. Would I ever do multiple wives? Nah, not really. It's very difficult just for one. So, even if I was like a billionaire, I don't know if that's what I would want to do. I don't know if I would really enjoy multiple wives and believing in this marriage thing. But let me flip this question around on you guys.
Hold on, Squeak. Before you move on to the next question, make sure you remember the question. Say it. So me and you, we said we'll take multiple wives. I said I'm gonna cap it at 2. What's your cap?
Shit, I ain't got no cap. Whatever.
Okay.
You got that 20 of them plus C?
If it's look, my wife gonna kill me. But if it's good, if it's legal, I mean, if it's not legal, but if it's accepted and everybody good with it, I wouldn't have a limit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna cap mine too.
Be a whole big old family.
Huh?
So all the wives living with you.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know logistics wise. I don't know about that. Logistics
What
wise.
about you, Rod? Is your 2 wives living with you? Or they got to be separate?
We living together. We living together. I mean, ain't no sense in being separate. So
I'm gonna flip this question on y'all. Would you be able?
No.
Would you now hear me out? Would you be able to marry a woman that has multiple husbands and you're just one? Y'all not living together, but she has another husband. You're just one of them.
I don't think you got to finish that question, Squeak.
So let me pick your top celebrity, and would you share her? Pick your top celebrity that your main lady give you a pass with. Would you share her?
Hell no.
Okay.
Nah.
If that was society, what about you, Jared? Would you marry a woman that has another husband?
If he was like in a wheelchair and his dick didn't work.
I mean, you get limited time with her. Y'all have a house, but she got duties to him and she got duties to you. Could you stay in that marriage like that? And that's a no for you, Rodney. What about you, Ant? Is that a no for you? Or
no.
Yes?
That's a heck no.
Heck no. Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, that's a no for me. No matter how attractive. No matter how attractive that person
Straighten
is.
me out, because you sound like you was on the side of that fence for a minute.
Nah, well, see, I wanted.
He got his line he got his name on the line.
Now, I wanted to give the listeners and the women out there a chance to have the roles reversed, so they can kind of hear where we're coming from as men and stuff like that. You can remove the alpha men out, but just as men, what we standing for, like. We not saying we doing it, but just would you tolerate it? No, I wouldn't.
Let me get a woman on the show, man.
Let me remix that one.
Go ahead.
A bad woman, $10 million who likes to $20 million who likes to spend on you, buy you stuff, take care of you. You couldn't share her.
So if I'm in my early 20s, not my age where I'm at right now, 40 plus. I'm gonna say yes to that because I was ignorant in that time frame of my life. You know what I'm saying? So I would say yes to that. But where I'm at right now, where I want love and I want my wife all to myself, nah, I couldn't participate in nothing like that. I probably wouldn't take it serious, honestly. In my ignorance,
Hold on, I'm gonna remix that even more. Forget
Okay.
about age. Forget about age. I mean, you single. Right? Forget about your relationships and your families now. But if you're a single man. You're a single man. You run across a broad that want to give you, who want to spend, who was a millionaire, billionaire, or whatever, and wants to spend on you. You tripping on what she doing? What else she doing?
After, I'm saying yes and no, because after a while, right, you figuring if your pipe game straight, you trying to take her from this guy, right? You basically hitting them pockets up. But after a while, what do you really have? You know what I'm saying? She using you more than you using her.
If I'm single and Oprah make an invitation, I'm all on Oprah.
You fall in love with Oprah though?
As long as I'm doing whatever to get that bag.
Yeah.
And then at that point, I'll move on after. But yeah.
What about you, Ryan?
I mean, the damn question done changed. I mean, when you put it in these terms, shit, most of us are we gonna go down that path, especially if she bad. So, yeah, this is a no-brainer. Like, we all got, like, I don't know about you all. I'll ask a question. So, who's that one celebrity, actress, whatever, who you would drop everything for right now?
Don't put it like that way. Just
No.
I don't want to say that.
I put it exactly like that.
Shit.
I put it exactly like that.
You're trading off. Who you gonna trade it all for?
Who you gonna trade it all for? Right now.
Oh my God.
Don't put it like that. My wife might see it.
I mean, this is all for entertainment, man. This is all entertainment.
My top celebrity is Sanaa Lathan. Ain't no secret about that.
So you would trade it all for Sanaa Lathan. Good choice. I respect that.
She crazy, but it was always Halle Berry for me.
She looking pretty shabby lately.
Oh.
Yeah, she's getting older.
But that's cool. That's cool.
Hughes, I thought you would have said Angela Bassett so you can get to that Black Panther premiere. Black Panther, I mean.
Into them black panties.
What about you, Sid?
Dude, it changes. But right now it's probably Ashanti. Right now it's probably Ashanti.
Ooh,
what about you, Jay?
Right.
It's 3, but the number 1 is Rihanna.
Yeah, I don't get her, man.
She's sexy. She ain't cute, but she's sexy.
I don't know about all that. You can go Kim K, Rihanna, or who's the other? Oh, Beyonce.
Okay.
I go Rihanna.
What about you, Rod? Who you got?
Mine is a childhood. I mean, she's no longer living with us, but Vanity. Like, for me, Vanity. I've been in love with Vanity for 40 years, and I've never been able to run across one that even resemble her. But if I did, I'd risk it all.
Hey, what about that other chick that he ended up marrying, Mataye or something like that? Wasn't she close looking to Vanity?
Not to me.
Oh,
not to me. He clearly had a type.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
But nah, she didn't like it. It's always been Vanity for me.
Okay. Let's move it along and switch this up to the NFL week number 15. Now, Thelma, who's hot and who's not?
Everybody know that. Titans, baby. You know, 49.
49ers, that's your hot team. So what's the team that's not hot?
I don't follow losers.
Would you bet the 49ers don't go to the Super Bowl?
Would I bet that they don't?
Yeah.
No.
Would you bet they do? Would you bet they do? I bet they don't. Do you bet they do?
That's a hard question for me, but I would bet all day long that they're going to the Super Bowl.
I'm offering you the bet right now. Since I like sucker bets, make the bet.
Sucker.
They call hotter than the firecracker. Motherfucker, can you buy that?
For me to do stuff like that, you got to pick a team that's gonna go.
All right. Okay.
What about you, Seth? What team is hot? What team is not hot?
The Rams are not hot. I'm finally saying it. The Rams are not hot. They steal my squad for life, but we gonna shut it down. We gonna come back. The Bengals are hot. That's my new team. I'm running with the Bengals.
You think they coming out the West?
I'm running with the Bengals. I think the Bengals gonna go. I do, man. I like them. I like them.
Yeah.
I like them. They hot team.
What about you, Rodney? Who's hot? Who's not?
Yeah, that was mine. The Bengals, and I go with the Texans since they won 11-1 or whatever. Is not.
Yeah. What about you, Jared?
Hold on. Why y'all so up on the Bengals? What do they? I mean, what's the deal with them?
I think when Joe Burrow lost his number one receiver, Chase, and he still found ways to win, and they started getting their pieces back, they look legit to me.
Yeah, I think their defense is playing better this year than it did last year.
Mm-hmm.
And like Squeak said, losing Jamar Chase for a month didn't slow them down. They got weapons. So I think they could potentially be better than they were last year when they should have beat the Rams in the Super Bowl last year, but too bad Sid got off the call. But yeah, I think Cincinnati they're rounding in the form at the right time.
Yeah.
You think they're gonna be able to run the ball enough to win?
Yeah.
Mixon's not a bad. Yeah,
Joe Mixon is good. Shit.
Yeah, he's not a bad running back at all.
Pete Ryan.
They try to throw it around too much. Once they get all their weapons back, they try to sling it a little too much for me.
Yeah, but that slinging it is only to two people. Because Tyler Boyd, he don't get no love. They throwing that bitch to Jamar Chase, and if Jamar Chase triple teamed, then they'll throw it to T. Higgins.
Right.
For my hot, I have two teams. I got,
and it's only 7-3. I'm sorry, it's only 7-3 on this game. Ant.
In favor of who?
49ers.
Okay.
I ain't worried about it. Seahawks ain't bad. If you really look at it, Seahawks is the second best team in the division. They're not bad.
I mean, that ain't saying much when you got the Rams and the Cardinals in your division. They're 7-6, but I get it.
Go ahead, Jay. Who you got? Who's hot? Who's not?
Not hot. The Broncos, but I'm not down on the Broncos all the way. I want to see if they can bounce back next year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Side note: is Russell Wilson washed?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I don't think so.
Yes.
Washed. She's done.
Yes.
He don't look good.
He got exposed. Seattle did a lot to cover his stuff up and to play to his style. He went to a new team. He got exposed. He's not even an average quarterback.
He looked chubby. He looked slow. He looked dumb. I mean, I don't think he's bouncing back from this.
He's done. He won't see another Pro Bowl ever again, and he may not make it as a starter ever again.
Well, shit. he could play well, and he's not going to see a Pro Bowl because of where he's at. You got 4 quarterbacks that you can name off the top of your head that's better than him.
In the West, what you got? Mahomes.
No, I'm saying just off the top of my head, Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Herbert, Lamar. That's 5.
Lamar. Nah, I wouldn't take Lamar for him. He playing better this year, but I wouldn't take Lamar for him.
When Lamar's healthy, he's better than Russell Wilson is right now.
He haven't achieved anything. He can't even get out of no damn playoffs.
Russell Wilson ain't achieved shit.
Not this year. He haven't shit. He got
ever.
He got a Super Bowl ring.
The Seahawks got a Super Bowl.
Oh man, you stop that.
What did he do for that championship? He didn't fuck it up.
Kept them drivers line.
He didn't fuck it up. That's all he did. When the ball was placed in his hands to make it happen, Seattle hasn't won shit, and that's why he with Denver.
I disagree. I respectfully disagree on that.
Who won? Who has a unanimous MVP?
Lamar Jackson.
Russell Wilson, he never got an MVP vote.
What did he do the year he got the unanimous MVP?
He lost.
Exactly.
And Russell Wilson, and as soon as Seattle didn't have the Legion of Boom, that's what Russell Wilson does.
Man, Russell Wilson would have 2. He would have 2 Super Bowl rings if he
didn't throw that interception.
Shit, if he would have audible out that damn play. Now I blame him for that one. That was not a good decision on his part.
What I'm saying is he's been an average quarterback on a great team. That's how they got to the Super Bowl. When the defense left, they just been average, and Russell Wilson ain't took them nowhere.
So Lamar is
the Legion of Boom. They have been struggling to make the playoffs at best.
Okay, guys. I just like Russell. Come on, let's move on.
I mean, clearly both of y'all do. Y'all got y'all orange colored glasses on, but
y'all mad at Russell.
But
who you got that's hot, Jay?
Mahomes, the Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
He's a go-getter. Come on now, he's a go-getter.
I ain't gonna argue with you. I got 2 teams that's hot for me. It's a tie between 49ers and Cincinnati, and I'm, trying to decide which one of them that I like. I think right now Cincinnati would be the favorite. I'm not really sure how long it would last for Purdy as they get to the playoffs. So I would roll with them as the more hot team. My team that's not hot. Yeah, we either between the Broncos or the Texans, and it's looking like it's the Broncos. The Texans put up a good fight last week against the Cowboys. They don't really have shit to play for, but they're just playing for their pride, and they put up a good effort. Where I haven't seen the effort like that from the Broncos at all. From the offensive side, defensive side, they just throw them all around.
I want to amend my hot team. The Eagles. It's the Eagles.
That's what I was about to say.
It's the Eagles. My bad. I don't know what I was thinking about.
The Eagles. All the Eagles. Well, that's the question I wanted to know. Is the Eagles really this good, or are they just rolling a wave right now?
I think they are looking good for the regular season and will get knocked off in the playoffs.
Based on
they don't have a running game.
They
leading the league in rushing. What are you talking about?
That's something through the quarterback. They don't have a rushing attack.
No, it's not.
Nah, I haven't seen them.
Jalen Hurts doesn't rush for 200 yards a game.
They run the rock, man.
They're leading the league in rushing, and it's not just because of him.
Right. Next to the 49ers, they're the most physical team that you're going to see. Them, the Titans, and the 49ers. They're the most physical teams you're gonna see on offense. As far as like running the ball, stuff like that.
And they got better options than 49ers.
So
I mean, I know they got McCaffrey now, but with AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and when they get Dallas Goedert back, along with Miles Sanders and that rotation they got,
they tough.
yeah.
I don't know how high are you on Hurts? It hurts MVP.
I mean, all you can do is go off what he's showing, and from what he's showing, he done shit a damn 180. Because he looked horrible. Like when they lost to Tampa Bay in that playoff game last year, it was like this dude, he ain't gonna never make it. He ain't gonna never have it. But he done a 180 to where he poised, he dropping dimes, he running, not taking hits. It's like,
well, he got some weapons too. He got AJ Brown and the rookie from Bama from last year.
Yeah, Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith, they legit.
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
Okay. Let's move along to the hot topic of the week. So, did Gunna snitch to get released from prison? What are your thoughts on this situation? What would you do if you was in this situation? So let me give you guys. Are you guys familiar with who Gunna is? Real name, rap artist, real name Sergio Kitchens. Arrested May 9th of this year.
I am.
Oh, okay. Rodney.
I heard the name, but I couldn't pick him out of a lineup.
Okay, so they were hit with a state RICO case in Georgia, and he was charged with one count of conspiracy to violate the RICO Act and stuff. So he was just released yesterday, and he made an Alfred plea, and that's basically where you, as a defendant, you don't admit to a crime, but it's in your best interest to plead guilty. So he admitted that he was a part of the YSL gang, which is short for Young Slime Life. But he was just part of the entertainment side of that, not the street criminal side of that thing. And so I want to ask, if we were all locked up together, and you would be the Gunna of Pod Deep, since you haven't been on as many pod casts as we have been. So you would be the Gunna of this situation. We're all locked up. You've been denied bail at least 3 times. How would you go about? How would you do this same situation? Would you take that plea?
Or would you take it to trial?
Or would you take it to trial coming up? Let me say, I think that trial date was set for January the 9th of next year. You've been denied bail 3 times. They don't have any evidence on you.
And you say it's this group that we on the phone with. I got to choose, dime y'all out to try to get out of here, or go to trial. That's hard for me. I ain't gonna lie, that's hard.
That's the situation he was in, and that's why I'm just bringing it realistically, because on the internet, people saying so many different things. So I just want to make it real for us as a group as we talk about it. Now, knowing we've been on the podcast, we've had over 6 podcasts where Raula's been on us. So, me, Jared, and Rodney and Sid, we guilty. We've been on it, but you only been on here what, 3 to 4 times? You know what I'm saying? So,
I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't want to, but I probably would have dimed y'all out and got up out of there.
What about you, Jared? In this situation, do you feel Gunna snitch, and what are you doing in this same situation?
Okay. I'm going to give my answer, then immediately after I give my answer, I'm going to flip-flop.
Okay.
So I'm just telling you now. Okay. Technically, he really didn't snitch. No, they're a gang. They caught him in the car with drugs and guns. He admitted they made him, admit that in court. Um, that's pretty much all he admitted to. Yes, they're a gang. Did you get caught in his car with the gun and hydrocodone? A couple other things he had to, agree to being guilty on. But he didn't say, hey, Young Thug shot so and so. This one did that. This one did that. But he released a statement saying that he didn't snitch. He does not plan on testifying against anybody. But of course, the next day, the YouTube detectives and lawyers pulled up the paperwork. And in his official paperwork, he agreed to testify if they called him back later. So he did agree to testify, in the future. He said he didn't in like an Instagram post, but his official paperwork says he's obligated to testify. Now he can come back and he can come back and plead the fifth or however that goes, but technically he kind of is a snitch. Now, here's my flip-flop. I saw this on the internet, a couple hours ago. I don't think we can technically call him a snitch until Young Thug calls him a snitch. He may have had a conversation with him and said, you know what? Say what you need to say. I don't think it's going to hurt us. You're not really involved like that. Just say what you need to say to get out. If he has Young Thug's blessing and that comes out, then we cannot call him a snitch. So that's how I feel about it.
What about your thoughts, Rodney, on this?
I mean, I don't get it. This whole everybody snitches. Like from all the top bosses and drug lords and everything, when they get caught, ultimately they snitch. So I don't understand why people are so uptight about it. I mean, don't nobody keep that G code. That being said, I don't think I could. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could tell on people that I'm doing dirt with. I just don't. I don't think I could do that. Could I tell on somebody who I don't know, ain't got no relationship with? I mean, yeah, maybe that'll be more palatable, but just people I got relationships with, and I know we did this shit together. I mean, I don't think I could do it. But wait. So my question is this: so is he part of the criminal element, or he just involved with the gang?
So what we know him as to be is an artist, a YSL artist. If they didn't have any, I guess, evidence on him, I guess that's the angle that he took. You know what I'm saying? Because when they approached him, they approached him as a YSL gang member. But with them not having the proper the proper evidence, he was able to elude that, because he only really had one charge. It was like 28 to 30 individuals that were gathered up on that RICO charge, and he only had one charge. It's Young Thug who they really want, along with probably the other shooter. I think this also goes back to Lil Wayne's situation where Lil Wayne tour bus was shot up. And they're saying that Young Thug was behind that. Young Thug is trying to get his get released as well, because I believe that rental car information that they didn't have the proper measurements to get that actual evidence. So they have illegal evidence against Young Thug, but they had the details though of who was involved.
So that once you say Young Thug got the majority of the charges. Mm-hmm. And Gunna got one charge. So what is that one charge? What does that sentence carry?
For Gunna, you mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a RICO and he has the charge to commit conspiracy to violate the RICO. I'm assuming with that, and it's a state case, I'm assuming with that being 10 to 15 years.
I think it's less than that, Rodney. I think I know where you're going. I think it's less than that. I could be wrong, But Rodney, for your argument that I think you want to make, let's say it's 5 years. Because what he ended up getting was 5 years, basically probation.
Yeah,
Right.
5 years, 1
With
year wait,
1 year
counted.
suspended sentence and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, no, 1 year time served. Yeah. And 4 years suspended sentence with community service.
Right.
500 hours of community service.
So put that into perspective. You're looking at 5 years max. Do you tell or do you ride it out?
I think you got to ride it out.
So,
because perception goes a long motherfucking way.
Yeah, I agree. You got to ride that 5.
You got to ride that out.
Well,
because you're looking at 2.5.
Yeah, 3 maybe.
I kind of agree with you, Jared, in a sense. If him and Young Thug had the game plan of this, Gunna, they don't got nothing on you. What you can do is get out and tour and make money and put money on our books and take care of our family. They don't have shit on you, so you should be able to make bond. Well, the reason they wouldn't give Gunna the bond is because they was trying to say that he would have the ability to intimidate witnesses. But there's also another individual that was also released as well before Gunna, and I believe he is probably like a manager or something like that, or maybe the CEO of YSL or some of that nature. He was also released and took like a plea as well. So if we have a conversation, as long as we talking and everybody know, it should not be a big deal. You know, if they do, and I'm talking as if I'm Gunna. If they call me to trial and I'm testifying, and I know I got to live in this city, and I can't keep a weapon on me because of probation, I'm pleading the fifth on that stand. Now you're right, a perception does go a long way, but if you realize that they forced him into that plea, you know, even though here we are December, 14th, 15th, and that trial was in maybe 2-3 weeks from now, still dude been locked up since May with no, other than that one conspiracy charge that they couldn't tell him what he did, and it was he was
all the more reason to eat that. All the more reason, because the streets don't care about what Young Thug told him or potentially told him. They don't care about that shit.
That's true. But does it change anything if Young Thug get out as well?
But if he
and the other members are still in there.
But if he facing the majority of the charges and he get out, then shit, he had to say something.
Yeah, he's not getting it. That's the news today is that he is about to get out, but he's not getting out. Man, they caught him with a switch. They caught him with lean, a bunch of bottles of lean and guns at his house when they went to lock him up. So he's not getting out. He's not getting out. If he gets out on that RICO charge, he's going to pick up federal charges. He's done, man.
And that's the one thing I was finna put out here with you all. So I mentioned that they're being charged for a state RICO. See, this is the tricky thing about it. You can go through this whole process state-wise and then turn around and have to repeat this whole process from a federal RICO charge. That's where this is very tricky. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know if I would sit in like that if I really haven't told on anybody, pointing the finger, Rodney did this, Jared did this, and Anthony did this, and Sarah did this. I can live with myself knowing that I didn't tell on you all. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like I would, try to forget you all, but I definitely would be trying to, help free you all. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're right, Jared. His statement did kind of contradict itself. It didn't state the true essence of. He did agree to testify, but he said he didn't. You know what I'm saying? That's part of his agreement.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think. Go ahead.
You guys want to see his plea? You want to go multimedia for a second? I think I can play the video. Let me see if I can play it.
I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. And do you acknowledge the following statement? I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL the game to the detriment of my community. YSL as a game must end. Is that your statement or acknowledgement? Yes.
All right, that's it. Yes, ma'am.
Keep that armed security with you.
Yeah.
I mean, today's youth, they changed that word snitch so many times. You know, to me, the word snitching is this: we all together, we all do get caught, and I tell on each one of you all. To me, that's snitching. But if I'm a citizen and you all attack me and I call and you know tell on you all, that's not snitching. You know, or I see you all do a crime, but I'm not with you all, that's not snitching to me. You guys agree or you disagree, or give me your version of what you call snitching. Let's start with you, Ant. What's your version of snitching?
Part of it and telling on everybody else. If I knew I was a part of it and I had some parts in it and we all was in it together, and then I told on y'all to get off of my stuff.
Right.
If I done had nothing to do with it and y'all three just clowning, and now I'm getting caught in under like fake, that ain't snitching. That just y'all got caught and I'm not about to take time for y'all mistaken I didn't do nothing. So that's how I feel.
What about you, Jared? What's your definition of snitching?
Yeah, just any telling on anybody. You know, when you had something to do with it, even if you don't have something to do with it, and you tell, you can be considered a snitch. But none of us are not street people. We're not gang members or street people.
Right.
So those rules don't really apply to us unless we are involved, in my opinion.
Right.
So, you know, that's how I feel about it.
What about you, Rodney? What's your definition of snitching?
Yeah, I mean, I'm in agreement with everybody else. You know, when you doing dirt and you tell on motherfuckers, you snitching.
Right.
If you everyday Joe and you see a murder happen, you know, in front of your house, and you say something, that's not snitching to me.
Right.
No.
But in today's society, it is considered snitching.
Right. I don't agree with that, but yeah, you're 100% correct. Okay. So let's get on to the next topic. Swerp of the week. I'm gonna kick this off this time, y'all. Our swerp of the week is Skip Bayless. I was watching Undisputed.
Is he the swerp or is Shannon the swerp for fucking sitting there taking that shit? But I mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nah, I can't put it on. I can't put it on Shannon. You know, I was really mad at Skip for how he did. You know, the one thing that I appreciate about us when we debate and we talk is we give each other respect. You know what I'm saying? Like we may differ in opinion, but we don't never have to put each other down. You know what I'm saying? Just to get our point across. And when he looked at Shannon and said, you know, Tom Brady's better than you, and that's like a slap in the face. You know what I'm saying? Here, this man is a Hall of Fame football player. You ain't never played, and you gonna get at him like that, man? That's my swerve of the week. What about you, Ryan? What's your swerve of the week?
I got a repeat offender, Kanye West, for saying Rosa Parks was a plant.
What?
Yeah. He made a statement. He made another rant or statement or whatever, and he said that Rosa Parks was a plant. So, I don't even have to elaborate no more on it. It's just he's swerved.
What about you, Jer? What's your swerve of the week?
My swerve of the week is people currently being caught and arrested, charged for getting those PPE loans. Is that it? PPP?
Yeah.
3 P.
3 Ps? PPP?
Yeah.
Puss.
Getting caught with these damn loans, making up fake businesses, You know, it's talking about they had 400 employees with $3 million payroll. And it turns out they didn't have anything and bought Lamborghinis and watches and houses. So yeah, those are my swerps of the week. They still are rolling out those indictments on those people.
You know, that them line saying that you don't have to pay it back, I think enticed a lot of people. And that was only for the individuals that was doing going about that the right way. And the scammers got hold to that, and
The scammers gonna scam.
yeah, that's a fact.
Talking about free money, they're gonna find a way to get it.
Yeah, that's a fact. What about you, Ant? What's your swerve of the week?
My swerve for the week is everybody calling Dion a sellout, and then people saying that he sold out blacks and all that stuff. They swerved.
Come on, elaborate on that. What you feel about it? You feel do you feel like it was a good move for Dion? Do you feel like it was a bad move for HBCs? Give me your opinion on that.
I feel he leveling up. If you gonna, it ain't like he turned down HCBUs or whatever you call them. He didn't get the blueprint that even at that level you can get people in there if you want to, but it's gonna take all of our people that got power and influence to do so.
Right.
But in the meantime, he done leveled up.
Right.
He got his son. He done leveled his son up. He's trying to get his son. I asked my person, could he ever win a Heisman at Jackson State? No. So what'd he do? I don't care what numbers he put up. He can never win a Heisman now. He can at Colorado. He getting paid handsomely. He can do more at Colorado. And a sellout, everybody want to be. I don't think it's a sellout. I just think that he just leveled up. It'd be different. Would it have been different if he went to the pros? Would they still be calling him a sellout?
You mean leaving Jackson State and going directly to an NFL team?
Correct.
Yeah.
Is that a sellout? No, I don't think so. He leveling up, and the bad part about it, I just think he doing this smart. He playing with house money. If he goes to Colorado, win, he's your great GOAT. He great, and he gonna go up. If he lose, it was Colorado. You didn't have a chance of winning there anyway.
So he has a 5-year plan with the Colorado 5-year contract, right? Do you think
Right.
he should have stayed at Jackson State for 5 years, or 3 years is what you got what you got?
Opportunity is about the timing.
Right.
He's never going to be hotter than he is right now. Right now is when he got the most. At Jackson State, he couldn't get no more popular or demanded than he is right now at Jackson State. Nothing he could have done. He could have won 5 more in a row. It still wouldn't have been hotter than it was now, where he got the number 1 player from last year. He getting recruits. He got his son. Now was the perfect time when all the stars aligned for him to leave and level up. He went to Colorado. If he'd have went to Auburn, he would have had to win. And where if he would have lost, he would have been exposed. He's going to Colorado. If he loses in Colorado in 5 years, nobody going to say nothing. They're going to say it was Colorado.
But that's not what he's promoting. He's promoting, he talking about winning. He ain't talking about just changing young men's lives. He's talking about winning and bringing that culture. So if he does not win, then it does affect him, because now a lot of it it's just talk. It's just hype, because you can't, you can do it at a lower level, but when you step up to the big boys, all that talking don't get you no wins,
Well, what I'm just saying is,
So he has. So I get what you're saying. He bringing prime time to Colorado, but they ultimately have to win.
true that. But what I'm saying, even if they don't win, he still will have enough buzz to where he can go to Auburn or one of them type of school, a power team, a team that's already there. Because one thing he definitely brings, he brings ticket sales to the university.
So do you think that was so he did that for Jackson State? Do you think that's going to transfer to Colorado State?
Absolutely, Colorado. Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
Okay. Colorado. Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They're gonna sell out everything and he gonna make them. So it's two parts. Yes, he gotta win, but as long as he's bringing revenue, he's the value.
You make a good point. It's about that revenue more than it is the win. If a losing coach can bring money in, they'll still keep you.
Yeah. If he can keep them selling out games and stay on that level.
But if you're not, so if you're losing, if your program is not, if you don't have a successful program, how are your how can I phrase this?
I get what you're saying, Rodney.
If your players aren't performing and they're not going on to the next level like you promote, what am I coming to see? Like he has a 2-year grace period.
Mm-hmm.
He has a 2-year grace period where he can do no wrong. Everyone's going to come out to see him. But that 3rd year, if it's not translating to success, then a lot of that other shit is going to wane.
I think me and you saying the same thing. Without the wins, the tickets, the money just stops.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It becomes uninteresting.
That's a fact.
But the question I had for y'all was, y'all all seen this first interview with Colorado, right? Do you think he was wrong in the way he came to them?
Hey, our listeners need to go back to episode 23. We talked about this. Go ahead. What's your opinion? And we talked about this in episode 23. What's your opinion?
Do I think he was wrong? Just a little bit. Okay. Only because first day you come out and you tell all of them hop in the portal because I'm bringing everybody. I'm bringing everybody with me.
Mm-hmm.
We about to change everything. I think that takes that 2-year window and knock it down to 1 year because he said he's changing everything. So now you didn't lost your grace. You're getting rid of everybody. And you're bringing your people in. You're bringing everybody in from you. So now you got to win a little bit quicker than he would if he would have just let it go and bring people in gradually and like that. So I didn't quite like that because if I had a son on that team, I'd have been like, that was a little wrong. But I get it.
I watched his introductory press conference. Introductory talk to those players. I watched it 2 or 3 times, and I've watched all the other videos of him and interactions. I think that's strategic. Him saying, "Look, y'all go hit the portal, please, because that's gonna save me the trouble of having to get rid of them." I think that's just strategic and like, okay, and we talked about this earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Who gonna sit there and be like, well, I guess I better hit that portal then since he bringing in his guys. I better hit that portal, or you gonna have the others that's like, shit, bring them. Okay, you bringing your people, shit. They ain't taking my spot. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's strategic. Like he trying to see, who we got, and those who run to the portal, that automatically lets him know, like, okay,
y'all weren't ready anyway.
Yeah, y'all weren't ready, so we don't need you.
That's exactly what he's doing. He trying to sniff the dogs out, and you know what I'm saying? He trying to see which one of his players gonna bark and growl. If you're not a real dog, you're gonna tuck your tail and you're gonna run. If you're a real dog, you're gonna bark, just like Rodney said. The only thing that was kind of like, damn,
is coming in and saying that his son is a starting quarterback. Like
nothing wrong with that either. Nothing wrong with that. It's the same.
I thought that was more dad talking than
Yeah.
But you ain't dad though. You ain't dad. You coach.
Listen, he could want it so bad for his son, but like we all have children. You know what I'm saying? But if Michael Jordan is there and I'm the head coach, I don't want to put my son. I want to put my son over Jordan, but I don't know if my damn son can outplay Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying?
I think you're right. He was strategic in that he ain't trying to have no battle with his son. He wanted the other dude to go.
Yeah. But he also want his son to step the hell up, knowing that, listen, you did it at Jackson State. You're gonna have to up it up coming here. You're gonna have a bigger stage and a bigger spotlight coming your way.
Well, that's not what then you don't come out and say he's the starting quarterback then. If that's what you're trying to get him to do, then you don't come in and say he's starting quarterback.
Yeah, you say that in public, but in private, you have a different conversation for him. You say that in public, in private, you're gonna have a different conversation for him.
I think he left Jackson strictly for his son, and that's the reason why. I think he took his son to Jackson to play to get the time that he need early on. Now he's junior, senior year to be ready. Because he could have went to wherever, and he probably would have been on the bench a couple of years.
That's a fact. That's a smart move.
That's why when I say people talking about he sold out this and this, his first priority is his son.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I'm looking at it. I get all that, but it kind of rubs me the wrong way. Like, to me, you still have to have that. Like, I shouldn't be able to, as a player on that team, I shouldn't be able to look at you and your son and be like, he automatically got it, gonna choose him over me. I understand that's how the dynamic go, but I shouldn't be able to see it and hear it.
Well, the one thing I can respect out of it, and I'll be dealing with this with my son when he be playing sports. At least he telling you right off the flip the truth. Yeah. So now, why waste a year? Like if you was that other kid, why waste a year? You already know he bringing his son in to start.
But it's a difference when it's the quarterback, because the quarterback is the leader of the team. He's the leader of the team. So if it's a starting corner or starting left tackle, that shit really don't mean nothing. But when you walk in and you automatically say, this is the starting quarterback of your team, that makes a statement. And you support your son to the fullest. I get that. But if I'm on that team, I'm like, yeah, I already see how this shit finna go. And, right. and another thing, and I hate to sound like fucking a grumpy father or some shit, but I watch these videos, right, of him in Jackson State or whatever, and him at Colorado, and his son is right there everywhere he go, right there beside him. And I get it, you his son, but damn, at some point you got to turn that off to me, and be coach, because it, just perception wise, like as a player, it's like you gonna automatically know that okay, he can't do no wrong.
Daddy ball at the highest level.
Huh?
Daddy ball at the highest level.
Daddy ball.
That's what they call it.
Yeah.
As a player, regardless of who the coach is, they're going to talk about that, but you have to earn the respect of the players when you're the coach's son. You're going to get tested. Your father has put a bullseye on your back. You know what I'm saying? So if you smack go.
When I was coaching my son, you got a different kind of expectation.
Right.
Because you putting in all the work on the field, at home, and all of that. Dion is pushing all his chips in on his son.
Mm-hmm.
That's what All he did was say, son, I'm betting on you.
Right.
So right now, I'm pushing all the chips in. Be ready, because they coming after you. The only way you're going to get out of this is you got to shine bright.
All right, so let's look at it like this. I'm going to go around the table. Jared, what would you do if you had a son in the same situation? You had the ability that Deion had. Would you go that same route, or would you just try to, stay at Jackson State?
No. You try to elevate yourself and your son's chances of making it to the league. So yeah, you go that route. But let me ask you another question. If his son can't perform, is mediocre, do you think he sticks with him for a whole season or two, or does he bench his son and replace him?
I think you're gonna have to bench him because he's gonna catch media attention.
The answer to that question is who the backup.
Right.
The answer to that question is if they don't have no top recruit behind him, they're in for the season. If they got a 5-star recruit freshman, then you got to start thinking. But if they don't have nobody behind them, he in for the season no matter what.
And you have to look at the scenario if there's a local guy, a high school phenom local guy there that had the big write-up, and then here Deion come with his son, and you're going to have those newspaper and news channels and the media going in like, we want to see our guy play. He's going to have to, his son's going to have to perform. You know what I'm saying? Deion can hype the team up as much as he wants, but his son has to perform. And there's nowhere around that. What would you do in that scenario, Rodney? You doing what Deion doing, or you doing something different?
Doing what he's doing as far as what?
So far as the plan of going from Jackson State or staying in Jackson State for your son to get to the NFL, or are you going to the PWI?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have no problem with him doing what he's doing. My own thing, I wouldn't have named my son the starting quarterback in the opening press conference. That's the only thing I wouldn't have done.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Like,
but you even
I know, I believe in him, and I know how good he is, and I know that if I put him on, put him in there with whoever's returning, that he's gonna be that dog and take it. I'm just not gonna come out and just say he's your starting quarterback. I wouldn't do that.
That's the one thing that he probably did that was a little. You put more pressure on your son by doing that.
Oh, well, he getting it anyway. He coming with you. He playing in bigger stadiums, bigger media attention, and he has aspirations to go to the NFL. Start it now, so I can help you and walk you through this process.
But he don't have to put that on him right then and there. He can allow spring football to come along, and everybody will see like, damn, Shedeur is that dude.
Yep.
Listen, that's gonna come, but listen, start it, because if you don't get him adjusted to it and he start cracking, you can't get him back. Because these are the things that they were saying about Deion. Oh, this dude fast, he don't tackle. You know what I'm saying? Look at everything he went through and how they painted him as such a negative light in the media. And here we are 20 years later and see dude is nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? We seeing dude as a stand-up guy, but he had videos, I must be the money, he was all selfish. But Deion been the A1 dude since day one.
I think because Deion was like that, he trying to make his son adapt and hone that in just like he did.
Yeah.
Deion took it, honed it, and put it back out there and made it pop.
Because you have to be physically tough and mentally tough. And that's not easy to have people talking about you when they don't know you, writing reports about you, reporting on how bad your game is. We all are human. We all have good days and bad days. It's a bad thing to be an athlete and you get home and you just exhausted and you down on yourself. You turn on TV and they got your ass on ESPN.
Now I got a question.
Go ahead.
He did go from an all black to predominantly white school.
Mm-hmm.
Will his same tactics work? One, going to a white school and bringing all these brothers in here? And two, will he be able to reach the white players that he needs?
Well, it's gonna be a culture shock for the players because they're coming from a smaller league. So those white kids that you have in Colorado, you're gonna need them. They're gonna have to bridge the gap. They're gonna have to get along because like I was saying in the other episode 23, it's a different classroom size going from a historical black college to a PW1. You're talking about 200 people in your class, or auditorium. That's
what I'm saying is Colorado gonna want white stars. They want some white impact players on their team because it is Colorado.
I mean, but they wouldn't hire Dion if that was the agenda. I mean, they would have, if that's what they wanted, they wouldn't have went after him. At this point, they are willing. They're so desperate. They are willing. They went to a historical black college and got a coach. That's the situation they're in. So they are willing to just say, listen, the way we've been trying it, it's not working. We're gonna have to switch this up. And he said, listen, in order for me to take this is what I'm gonna have to do. They agreed on it. But those players that he's going to bring in and that he's going to recruit, they're going to have a culture shock, and he's going to have to be the catalyst to help lead the way and make sure he has the right young men there, and that they're both athletic and academically inclined. Because you just can't ball out there and not put those grades into effect and think you're going to be able to play, because they would sniff that out and have that on, write that up on the papers on you.
Yeah, I think you gotta wait and see just how many people are coming from Jackson State too. I mean, we know of like 2 or 3 right now. Both his sons, and the Travis Hunter, is he coming too, right?
First of all, it's just not no walk through no door. You have to get accepted. You have to be academically inclined, and not to say that the kids from Jackson State are not. I'm just putting it out there. It's just not like walking in no door or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, we got to wait and see how many he actually bring. I mean, because it's not as simple as bringing his players from Jackson State to Colorado and all of a sudden turn around.
That's a fact.
He has to recruit, and he has to recruit well. He got to recruit California. Yep. Like it can't just be Texas or Mississippi. He gonna have to get some of them cats that Oregon be getting out of California.
Or Nebraska.
Nah, I ain't going to Nebraska.
Yeah, you need some linemen.
You can get them. You can get them in Cali. That's where Cali and Hawaii. Get you a couple big Samoans. You'll be all right. But as far as his message, like that was like one of my questions I think that I had in our previous podcast.
Mm-hmm.
His message and how will it go over with white players? And after watching some videos, it's like all he's saying is we're gonna work hard. You're gonna have discipline. We're gonna work hard, and we're gonna try to get you to the league. Ultimately, that's what his message is. Now, if he talk about Louis and there's some rappers in the locker room sometimes, that is what it is. But I think his ultimate message is, it goes over well with anybody. Discipline, play smart, be tough, be a dog, and win ball games, and then eventually you go on to the next level. So.
Yeah. That's just regular football jargon,
Right. Well, question is, will y'all be tuning in to more Colorado games now that he died?
No doubt. I will.
I didn't watch him in Jackson State, so
yeah, I watched him.
I ain't gonna watch him in Colorado.
I'm definitely a fan. I'm definitely a supporter. I never watched Jackson State until he got there, so I definitely be supporting and pulling for him and Shador and his other son and stuff. They got my blessings.
They got my blessings, but they ain't gonna get my viewership right away though.
I'll be on it. Well, folks, this is our episode 24. You know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend, share. This is Pod Deep. Remember, with great powers come great responsibilities. Pod Deep, episode 24.
All right. Peace.
Peace.
Now, peace.